I think the thing that was most exciting about our monthly meetings and being able to sit with all my classmates and hear their perspectives is we had a really diverse group, people that came from a lot of different backgrounds, but also in a lot of different types of careers. And so, you come in with your one set perspective on philanthropy and causes, and through those conversations you start to see maybe different angles of the community, of philanthropic activity that you otherwise wouldn't have recognized, or maybe you didn't even think was valuable before having those conversations. And so it's not too often that you get a room of people that are committed and focused on philanthropy. And so having that kind of structured time on a monthly basis where you're just talking about, okay, how do we do this and what are we trying to achieve? And being able to get so many other people's perspectives on that, I thought was really valuable.
For me, I think we had, was it 8 of us? Mm-hmm. So there was 8 of us in the class, and while we were all like-minded, we were all rooted in our Akron, all called our Summit County values, right? We either live, work, or play in Summit County, but we all shared that common interest. Where we were different is in every other area, right? Whether it be our profession, where we actually live, where we're at in life, and what we're passionate about. So I learned a lot through that experience, how people think differently. I benefited from that, just how creative people are. You get in this mindset of a certain aspect of what you think about or what you're exposed to, and that's what you know. But other folks who had deeper knowledge, more experience in different areas helped me grow and what I learned, and also challenged me to think of other areas that I didn't know I'd care so much about. One area that came out was youth violence. For us in Akron and Summit County is such an issue. So throughout this whole process, I learned that was something that I actually really, really, really care about. And I hate the fact that there's so much gun violence and youth violence and deaths within Northeast Ohio and Akron. So, but I appreciated everyone in the class. Everyone came from a different walk of life, and I feel like I'm better because of it.
That was something I've thought a lot about, because when I get asked to be on a board or to work with an organization, fundraising always comes to the top of mind. And it's the hardest thing oftentimes. So, it's the area I feel most compelled to try to help with. But what's really become apparent to me is that that's not, you don't just jump right into that there's other ways to go about getting the resources that are necessary. And if you're smart and tactful about it, using all 4 of these T's can get an organization so much further, especially organizations that are going through like a startup phase, where I tend to focus more of my energy. So I'm becoming a lot more intentional about ties, and so on, and time, and not just the treasure.
One of the ways the program helped me the most was learning about the 4 T's: time, talent, treasure, and ties. And what does that look like for me and my interests? I have a really big heart, and I want to give to everybody, but that's not feasible. So one of the greatest things that helped me was coming up with a personal mission statement. Finding out, well, what are my personal interests? What are the causes and organizations that I want to give to? So that I don't feel overwhelmed by all the choices that I have. There are so many nonprofits that support different causes in the community that it can be overwhelming. And to come up with a personal mission statement helped me narrow my focus and helped me think about giving of my 4 T's more strategically.
One of the best things we can do as alumni of the class is talk openly about our experiences. And I do that so freely, but so organically, because I walk away from every class feeling very inspired and I want to talk about it. So I talk about it with friends, I talk about it with family, and it's amazing how many people didn't know about ACF before. And in talking about my own experiences and how I felt inspired, I have been able to recruit some friends for committee work that I'm already a part of, and they've expressed interest prior, but needed a little push or somebody to bring them on. And that's kind of how I got involved with volunteering. So being able to just give that back, talking about it, and sharing those experiences.
I think it's really important for people to understand that philanthropy really encompasses all areas. So like I said earlier, I think people really go straight to, I need to write a check. I need to make these monetary contributions, and they think that's prohibitive to themselves at being philanthropic. So I think just making sure that people understand the different ways to give and the different opportunities to give, and encouraging them to do so is really the most important. Like when you are sitting on a nonprofit board, sitting on a committee, just making sure that people are aware of all the opportunities that they have to really give of themselves.
For us is changing things family-wise. Like, we've done things the way we've done them as a family. Through this program, I'm really revamping the way we approach philanthropy, all 4 T's, personally, professionally, and in a broader sense of family. Spreading it out to our family, our friends, and just creating this network of our personal, I guess, mini community foundation, so to speak, to make an impact, and then we can lean on each other to give the 4 T's through each other. And I think through doing that, each one get one, and that circle just becomes broader.
My next philanthropic step that I'm excited about is putting together what I would love to call the YPG, the Young Philanthropic Group. I have an idea to start a fund where we start to address the educational endeavors, activities. So when you think about your 8th grade trip, your senior trip, studying abroad, visiting an HBCU, I was a student that was in Step and Upward Bound, and my parents never really had the money for my summer trips. So my grandparents would step in and help luggage, toiletries, things like that, and I'm still seeing that struggle today. So I would love to, with my family and friends, raise funds so that within middle school and high school, be able to give out some grants to those who need it, as long as it's associated with current school or furthering their education. Nothing big, but something that would help. But I would really love to incorporate a young group, high school and middle school students, to help so that they can start to learn about philanthropy. So YPG, Young Philanthropy Group. Look forward to it. I can't wait to pitch it. I might just call it Akron Community Foundation.